Yeah, I think it's helpful to start with a definition of the purpose of emotions. And the way I describe the purpose of emotions is to communicate information to us about our needs. So, comfortable emotions communicate information about our needs that are being met, and uncomfortable emotions communicate information to us about our needs that are not being met. Therefore, I define emotional regulation as the ability to acknowledge our emotions and to respond with an attitude of curiosity about what they're communicating to us, and what they're communicating to us about our needs and how we can most effectively get our needs met. So that makes a lot of sense. But the reason that it's so challenging is because of how our nervous system unconsciously impacts our behavior. And so, what I mean by that is when we're experiencing comfortable emotions, we are in a state of emotional regulation. We are able to do that thing. We are able to acknowledge our emotions and respond in helpful and effective ways. However, when we experience uncomfortable emotions, it can trigger a fear response in, an unconscious fear response, because our nervous system 24/7 is scanning our internal and our external world for cues of safety. And so when we experience uncomfortable emotions, our nervous system does not have the capacity to identify the difference between the uncomfortable emotions that we may experience in an actual life-threatening situation compared to the uncomfortable emotions that we may experience in everyday life. And so what happens is when our nervous system identifies a cue of I feel unsafe, our fight, flight, or freeze state gets triggered. And so instead of responding to our emotions in effective ways, what happens is we respond in defensive ways that are not helpful in getting our needs met. They in fact create the opposite. They create disconnection, they create chaos, and they basically set us up for failure in getting our needs met in effective ways, whether it's our own internal need or whether it's in our relationships. And so it can be really challenging when we're feeling those uncomfortable emotions to respond in effective ways.